Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot. In today's reading, I'm going to be finding out who you are going to marry and what they're like. I'm going to be getting personality traits and also some zodiac signs. This is the first reading in this future spouse series that I am planning to do here on my channel. The next reading that goes up is going to be about how you will meet this person, where you will meet them, when you will meet them, and also when you will get married. My aim with this whole series is to help guide you and possibly help you manifest your future spouse. So if you're actively manifesting the person you'd like to marry, then maybe you can use these videos as a guide to help you manifest true love into your life. So with that being said, we can start with today's reading. As always, I have 3 groups for you to choose from. There's group 1 with the rose quartz heart crystal and the legendary ladies oracle deck. There's group 2 with the amethyst heart crystal and the affirmations of the fairy cat oracle deck. And there's group 3 with the opalite and the tarot of the divine tarot deck. You can take as much time as you need to pick either one or multiple of these groups, and when you do pick your group, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading either in the description box below or in the pinned comments. Hi group 1, if you chose the rose quartz heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your future spouse is like. I already have all of your cards pre-shuffled here, so let's start with tarot first. So here we have the 5 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, the Chariot, and the Hanged Man. Let's begin with the 5 of Wands first. What I can see in the 5 of Wands is that your future spouse, group number 1, is a little bit stubborn. There is this feeling that they always want to have the last word, that they want to dominate any conversation. You know, there's almost this feeling of them wanting to prove that they are right, you know, them wanting to always be right in any situation. It's their way or the highway. But that's not really a bad thing, because what I can see in the 5 of Wands is a lot of passion for what they believe in. You know, people, when they're passionate about what they believe in, that's when they get really defensive about their opinion. So behind that need of always wanting to be right is just them sort of wanting to express themselves freely and, you know, stand up for their point and explain their point to people and just be heard almost, because maybe this is someone who while growing up wasn't really heard. Like everyone in their family just treated them like a child always and didn't really, you know, hear what they have to say or take what they have to say very seriously. So I think that is just, you know, now part of their personality. They kind of feel like they have to be assertive when they express themselves, because that's the only way that they feel heard, you know. Only if they're being loud and dominant and, you know, backing what they're saying with facts is when people will take them seriously. Like, that's the feeling that I'm getting here from the 5 of Wands. But with the 6 of Cups being right next to the 5 of Wands, this is someone who's a good listener as well. I do think that all of their opinions stem from, you know, their understanding of the situation and their understanding of the people in that situation as well. So like, I don't know, just as an example, like this is the first thing that's coming into my mind, that if you're having like a political debate with them, they don't just criticize the government for the sake of it. Underneath that is them really feeling for the people that those policies or that governance is affecting. Okay, so they're very kind, they're very sympathetic and empathetic towards the pain of other people. I think, again, I'm getting this feeling that maybe this person had a little bit of a difficult childhood, and their life while they were growing up maybe wasn't very peaceful and calm. Maybe there were a lot of fights that they, you know, encountered while they were growing up, whether it was other people fighting in their house or them fighting or like not getting along with their peers. But I do feel like there is this very loving and caring energy within them. Like when they love someone, they truly step into this protective role where they just want to take care of that person and they don't want anybody to hurt that person. I think that is also where this defensive energy just comes into play. There's this feeling that they don't spare people who hurt the people that they love, but there's also this feeling with the Six of Cups that when they love someone, they're very forgiving with that person. So you know, when you come into their life, they're going to be very forgiving with you. Like even if you do end up having arguments, they're going to be the first ones to say sorry. With the Chariot being right next to the Hanged Man, I feel like this person has very different, very novel, very creative ideas. The way they see the world, their perspective, their thought process is very different from most people's, which is also probably why they get into so many arguments, because they don't think like other people. They might be a little bit unconventional, but I also feel like that part of their personality exists because there is some divine intervention in play. Like they were put on this planet to, you know, think differently. Like it's part of their destiny to, you know, swim against the stream, you know, to be different, to not follow but to be a leader, you know, to be different from others. And I feel like there are very few people in their life, which will include you as well, considering you are their future spouse, who understands that they are different. They're not wrong, they're just different. They're very unique. You're gonna understand it. And I think that's what brings them a lot of solace. Like that's what helps them almost sleep at night, you know, knowing that there are people who understand them and get them and who support them. Your next two cards are Tenacity and Depth. So with Depth, I do feel like this person has a lot of layers. They're not an open book. How their mind works is a mystery. They're the kind of person you will never fully, like, you know, understand. Like every day you will learn something new about them. Like what you see when you first meet them is just the tip of the iceberg. There's like so much depth, there's so much knowledge, there's so much, you know, wisdom there. There's like so much substance there that's still left for you to find out, that's still left for you to, you know, discover and uncover, which you will find out eventually as and when you spend time with them, as and when you get to know them better. But yeah, initially I feel like they just come across as someone who's kind of stubborn, who kind of just wants to have it their way, someone who's, yeah, just very stubborn. I'm getting like this major Taurian energy here. Like maybe they are a Taurus, because there's just this, you know, it's like a stubborn energy. Like having an argument with them feels like fighting with a bull, you know. Your next two cards are Boldness and Inner Strength. We have a Chariot here and then we also have a Chariot here. So yeah, they're very I think divinely guided. They're here to do something very different. They're here to be very different. They're not supposed to be like everyone else. They're not supposed to be, you know, normal or ordinary. With Boldness, I feel like there is this fierce, you know, go-getting kind of quality that this person has, where they don't hold back from expressing themselves. They don't hold back from going all the way. They don't hold back just so that there's no argument and just so, you know, there's peace. They're not that kind of a person. Like if something's wrong, then it's wrong. If something's right, then it's right. And if they have to stand up to people, you know, to prove their point, then they will do that. And that boldness, that fierceness stems from an inner strength that they have. I feel like there is this energy that I'm picking up for you guys, that this person might have had a very difficult childhood, and it almost feels like they have kind of been a parent to themselves, or maybe if they're an only child, then they were probably their only friend. There's this feeling that they have almost nurtured and mothered their inner child. Yeah, like they have parented their inner child the way that they wish they would have been parented, you know, for real maybe. In terms of their signs, I'm getting very strong Taurian energy from them. So they could be Taurus, Leo, Cancerian, Gemini as well. And I'm also getting Virgo. But I am going to be shuffling these zodiac cards to find out possible zodiac signs. So we have two cards here. We have Pisces and Virgo, and I just want one more card. Yeah, Virgo was something that I was picking up on, and Gemini as well. So we have Gemini here. So there is this like fiery, out there, outgoing energy, but there's also this softness in their energy with the Chariot, with the inner strength, with depth, with the Pisces card right here. There's also like that, you know, feeling of being very compassionate, being very intuitive. Something else that I'm picking up with the Gemini card corresponding with the Six of Cups is that even though they are someone who always wants to be right and, you know, always wants to win in any argument, they are at the same time also someone who loves networking, who loves making new friends, who likes, you know, to find out what other people are thinking and, you know, what their perspective of life is. Like, they like listening to people. I think I already said that they are a good listener. So yeah, I think they are very friendly and they are very kind and compassionate, but I think because they think very differently from other people, they sometimes get into trouble with, you know, letting go of their own perspective or letting go of their own opinion. So I feel like even though, you know, I have just given you some idea about what this person is like, when you get to know them, you will know more things about them, you will find out more about them, you will probably see this softer side to them much later on, and, you know, initially you might just see this fiery, stubborn, sort of aggressive side of them. So yeah, that's the reading that I have for you guys, group number 1. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Claim this reading in the comments, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group number 2, if you guys chose the amethyst heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading about who your future spouse is. Let's find out what they're like using tarot first. I already have all of your cards pre-shuffled. So your first card is the King of Swords, then we have the Six of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Page of Coins. Right, so straight off the bat with the King of Swords, I feel like this person is excellent at communication. They're very clear with what they want to say. They're very clear with how they express themselves, to the point where it might almost come across as them being a little bit too blunt or too rude, but that's not their intention at all. I feel like they believe in honesty, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. But I feel like even generally in other areas of their life, this person is very honest and open in their communication. They also have a lot of great ideas. The King of Swords is someone who, you know, always makes plans, keeping in mind the end goal. They always have a plan A to Z. They're someone who has a very, you know, set 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 15-year plan. This is someone who's very logical, who's very practical. They like making decisions using their mind and, you know, using information that they already have. They like doing research, they like making pros and cons lists. You know, they're just a very practical, wise person who like almost sticks to what they know and sticks to like the tried and tested method. This is not someone who's a big risk taker at all. This person likes to play safe. With the Six of Swords being right here, I feel like this is someone who likes to keep the past in the past. You know, they don't like to carry on arguments, they don't like to hold on to grudges. Your person is an open book. If they want to say something, they're gonna say it exactly how they want to say it. They're not gonna beat around the bush, and once they've said it, it's history. You know, they're not going to bring that topic up again. Once they've had that conversation with you, it's done, it's over. You know, they're not going to keep thinking about it or bringing it up in future conversations or arguments, or that's not something that they're going to dwell on. They are a very forward thinking person. You know, they want to move forward in the sense that they just want to leave behind things that no longer serve them. They're a very goal oriented person, but at the same time, with the Three of Swords right here, I feel like there is this sensitivity to this person. I think that this person has had they're heartbroken multiple times in the past, or just even if it happened just once, it was a very difficult thing for them to have gone through, and it probably took them a very long time to heal from that. For some of you, I still think with the Page of Coins that this person isn't completely healed. Like, you know, there are still some old wounds that haven't completely healed yet, and I think that's where this sensitivity comes in. Like, this facade of being so stoic, you know, hides a lot of pain, hides their sensitive side, which is why they believe in being honest and open, you know, from the get-go, instead of, you know, having your heart broken further down the line. Because this is someone who wants a strong foundation. This is someone who's in it for the long run. Also because, you know, they like making plans, so if it's a short-term thing, they don't even want it. They want to make sure that, you know, what they're putting in their energy and effort into is going to last for a very long time. It's going to stand the test of time. They want someone to build a strong foundation with, okay? They really honor commitment and the truth and honesty and, you know, loyalty. Family is very important to them, okay? So they are nurturing and caring in like a protective way, but almost like to protect themselves, they have this wall up where they're like, no, you have to be truthful, you have to be honest, you have to have, you know, 9 out of 10 things on my checklist all checked for you to, you know, see this sensitive, protective, you know, loyal side of me. Your next 2 cards are Fresh Start and Transcendence. I do feel like this person is someone who's a really good listener, and, you know, they forgive people very easily, and, you know, once they have forgiven someone, they truly forgive them, you know, they truly forgive and forget, and they like to start fresh. They don't like you know, carrying out arguments, or, you know, they don't like dragging on issues, and they don't like, you know, just drama. With Transcendence here, I do feel like this is someone who's also very intuitive. So intuitively, if they find out that someone's being dishonest or someone's lying to them about something, they just, you know, sail away from them. They're like, no, I don't have time for this, I'm gonna leave, bye-bye. But they always listen to their intuition. Any decision they make it using their intuition. So your next 2 cards are Nurture, yeah, exactly what I was saying, and Death. So yeah, with Nurture, they are very protective, they are very caring, and they have very strong family values, and that's something they could possibly want with you as well, you know, children and a family. With Death, again, there is this like mysterious side to them. Like, you know, they're very intuitive, they're very almost quiet, like, you know, they don't talk a lot, but when they say something, it's very transformative. There's this almost like scorpionic energy here. In terms of signs, I'm getting strong Virgo energy. I'm also getting Cancer energy, Scorpio as well, and there could also be an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Gemini is something that's really standing out to me, but I don't know, the previous group also got Gemini, but we will find out. I will be shuffling these zodiac cards to find out what their sign could be. So we have Virgo, which yes, I was picking up on, Sagittarius, and Libra. So they are someone who is very fair, who's very considerate towards other people, and, you know, cares about other people deeply. And they're also someone who is very optimistic. Is very optimistic that even though they've been hurt in the past, they will find someone who's going to be loyal and truthful and, you know, supportive of them. And they're also someone with a lot of integrity. Like, they like being there for people, they like taking care of people, which is, you know, which is what the Nurture card right here is talking about. Like, they do care about people a lot. So that's the reading that I have for you, group number 2. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 3, if you chose the opalite heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. I already have all of your cards pre-shuffled, so let's start with tarot to find out who your future spouse is, what are they like. So we have death, we have the 6 of wands, we have the 7 of wands, and we have strength. So straight off the bat, this person is very hardworking. They work very hard, and because of how hardworking they are, they're very successful at what they do. They have a lot of admirers, they have a lot of people who look up to them for inspiration. They're doing very well for themselves when it comes to their work. With the 6 of wands, I also feel like this is someone who could possibly be quite wealthy because of how well they're doing you know, professionally. With the strength card here being right next to the 7 of wands, I feel like this is someone who's very physically strong, and maybe that is something that they need or use when they, you know, go out to work. And that dog just started barking, so yeah, there's this like, you know, brute strength, you know, I'm a man kind of a feeling that I'm getting from your group's reading, group number 3. There's like this very dominant, like manly man kind of a vibe that I'm getting here. You could be into women who are you know, very strong physically. Gender is not important here, it's just the energy. With death here, I'm getting this major like Scorpio energy. There's this like sexiness to them. There's like, you know, like I can see like a very well-toned body, like they're very beautiful to look at, which is possibly also why they have so many admirers, and you know, a lot of people look up to them. They could be like a social media influencer. That's just a vibe that I'm picking up on. It does feel like their body is the first thing that most people are attracted to, like, you know, their physical appearance. There's this very fiery, passionate energy to them. I feel like they're very extroverted, they're very outgoing, they're very mysterious and sexy, and they're very hardworking, and they're just like, you know, strong in the sense that, you know, they'll protect you physically. I'm seeing a really tiny person hugging someone with, like, you know, big shoulders and big arms, you know, like a bear hug kind of a feel is what I'm getting. This is a very physical person, like, you know, touch is something that's very important to them. I'm just like noticing how in every picture they're touching something. And even though for like the other two groups I was getting more qualities about them, for you guys I'm just getting, like, you know, that they're fiery and they're passionate and they're very good at what they do. They're very hardworking. But you know, the thing that's standing out to me is just like how strong they are physically and how beautiful they are physically. Your next two cards are connection to nature and self-care. Yeah, this person really takes care of themselves. They look after themselves really well. They dress very well. They take care of themselves, you know, physically, whether it is with how they look in terms of clothing or, you know, makeup and hair, or if it's, you know, with what they eat. Like, they could be very conscious of what they put in their body as well. Physical touch could be their main love language. I think they express love and they also experience love through touch. But with connection to nature, I'm also getting that there is personality here. It's not just looks, you know, it's not just them being superficial and shallow. They are someone who is self-aware. They are someone who is connected to their feelings. Your next two cards are of course passion, and we also have fortitude. So yeah, this person is possibly someone who's really good in bed. This is not an 18+ reading, but I feel like that's just an energy that I'm really picking up on, and I can't ignore it or gloss over it, considering we have so many cards here that just, you know, talk about being intimate and, you know, just having that fiery passion when they're being intimate. I feel like they are a little bit rough, they're a little bit dominant. But at the same time, I do feel like with this connection to nature card that they're not just about the physical, you know, they like to get to know people, they want to know who you are on the inside. Like there is depth to them, like they want more things than just intimacy and like, you know, physical attraction. But I feel like the physical aspect is what they enjoy the most. I feel like there's someone who believes in, this is like a bit of a materialistic person as well. I think like they are quite well to do and they like spending that money. Like they like to be the center of attention. They like it when the spotlight's on them. They like it when they get the attention from people. But with the connection to nature, I do feel like they value that human connect, you know. I feel like this is someone who has very like rough, passionate love-making sessions, and then they cuddle and talk about life, and they talk about, you know, God. I feel like they talk about like very serious, deep, mysterious things. But I feel like they can open up to someone emotionally only after they have opened up to someone physically. I feel like that's the feeling that I'm getting here. But that might not be the case with all of you. I feel like for some of you, this person might just, you know, slowly open up to you and, you know, only completely trust you after they've been intimate with you. I'm getting major like Scorpio and Leo vibes from them, but I'm going to also shuffle these zodiac cards to find out what their possible sun signs could be. So we have Pisces, and literally the first word on that card is intimacy. We have Taurus, and I also want to pick this out. We have Scorpio, of course, because Scorpio was just really, really, you know, standing out to me here. Yeah, there is this like very intense energy to them. It almost feels like having a conversation with them or being with them almost feels like you're born again, you know, like you weren't really living, like you weren't really you know, existing. Like someone has literally shaken you up and, you know, like filled you with life. Like that's what this energy feels like. And there's like this just very like intense sensuality that's like emitting from this reading, because like on every single card we have, you know, just we have intimacy, we have sensuality, we have intensity here. There's just like this very like overwhelmingly, like there's just this overwhelming like sexual energy here. But yeah, I do feel like this is someone who is very physical, but at the same time they're also someone who's very intuitive. They're very mysterious, they are very trustworthy, and they're very patient, and they believe in hard work, and they believe in, you know, enjoying life to the fullest. They could also be a really big advocate of self-love and self-compassion. Like this is someone who probably, like, you know, buys themselves presents. Like they like to treat themselves to nice things, like I was saying. Like really exquisite chocolates is what they're into. Like, you know, that's like their palette. Like that's kind of like their taste palette. Like, you know, they want expensive food and, you know, expensive wine, special unique clothes as well, you know, very well fitted tailor-made clothes. This is someone who also, like, you know, enjoys luxury, enjoys the finer things in life. That's just all I can say right now. Like that's how I feel like I should end this reading. So yeah, that's the reading that I have for you guys, group number 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about this reading in the comments. Also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.